Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Today I am going to be speaking really about functional medicine approach to stress management. So I ask all of you, how many of you are stressed out? Okay. That's awesome. I want what you're having.
Talk about it.
Let's kind of, go back a little bit. What is stress, right? So the definition of stress is a state of mental and emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. So that means that anything that is tension related could be physical, could be mental, could be emotional. It doesn't have to be bad, it doesn't have to be good, just anything tension related. Let's take it one step further. Two types of stress, acute and chronic stress. So acute stress is this, what I'm doing right now, speaking to you, giving a speech. This is acute stress. I'm stressed right now. But I know that it's going to end. It has an ending point. So what happens is while I'm giving this speech, my adrenaline is going, I'm getting a little stressed, my tension is going. Once I'm finished the speech, I'm relaxed. I'm in that relaxed state. Now, chronic stress, that is day in and day out. You get up, you go to sleep, you are stressed out. You are under tension, overwhelmed, stressed out. Now I ask again, who here is chronically stressed? Okay. Well, you are not alone. I say probably more than half of Americans, if not the world, is chronically stressed. I'm going to give you a little bit of a statistics. 81% of adults report that the future of our nation is a source of stress. 80% of adults report that the coronavirus pandemic is a source of our stress. 74% of adults, political unrest is a source of our stress. Now that's not it. That's not all that's going on in our stress. That's just what's happening in the world right now that's stressing us out. There are definitely major stresses in our life, day in and day out. So we have demanding of schedules, timing, financial stress, major life events, so basically a death, a divorce, trauma in our life, caring for sick family members. As we get older, we definitely have sick family members. Traffic, oh, that is my stress. Staying in traffic, people cutting you off, that is definitely a stressor every day. Unsatisfying job, if we do not have a purpose, that is a stress. Poor eating habits, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. So how does stress show up in our bodies, in our minds? Just think, when you are chronically stressed, right? How does that feel? What happens when you get to that state? Well, what happens is you either fight, flight, or freeze. So when you are in that state of unrest, of that chronic stress, you either want to fight it, basically obviously fight it, or you want to just run away from it, or you freeze. And why is that? Way back in the day, we were fighting saber-toothed tigers. Thank God I was not part of that era. People fought saber-toothed tigers, or they fled. I would flee. But today, the saber-toothed tiger is our daily stressor. And what's happening is we're either fighting it, we're either freezing, not doing anything about it, or we're running away from it. What happens in our body is that things shut down. Our hypothalamus, our brain center shuts down. Our blood, the blood that goes to usually our digestion and everywhere else, goes to our legs and our arms, so we can either fight or flee. So everything is going awry in our bodies. And what happens is we either digestion slows down or digestion doesn't happen at all, or we eat things that look good because they're comfort food. So you are at your desk and you are stressed out, you're up against a deadline and you are just not having it that day. What do? You grab the chips, you grab soda, you grab whatever's quick and handy. But that's exacerbating your chronic stress. It also shows up physically, your breath, your breathing. Breathe fast, or if not at all. I don't know if any of you have ever caught yourself not breathing because you're under stress. Blood pressure's higher, your heart rate is higher, metabolism, blood sugar, all of that is elevated, adrenaline, sensory awareness is higher, heightened. That is called what we call a parasympathetic state. A sympathetic state. We want to get from that fight or flight sympathetic state to a parasympathetic state, which is rest and digest. That means that you're able to think properly. You're able to be more creative. You're able to concentrate more. And your immune system is better. Also, digestive system is better. The effects of stress on us have the mental health issues, have the depression, anxiety, personal disorders. Cardiovascular disease includes heart disease, adrenal dysfunction, your hormones are out of whack, obesity, skin, hair issues, so your hair is falling out. I don't know if any of you, I know I have, when I was stressed, at one point, clumps of hair falling out. Not fun, I gotta tell you that. Effects of stress on the gut now. Gut is your immune system, and 80% of your immune system. So stress has that effect of either you're going to not eat. What happens is even when you do eat, you're eating at a faster rate. You're not chewing the food properly. You're not breaking down the particles of that food to digest and get those nutrients absorbed. So you're not digesting what you think you're eating. And so what happens is, then that happens with the disease. Your cardiovascular disease, you're overweight, you're gaining weight. Stress affects the hormones as well. Again, I was actually diagnosed with adrenal fatigue. The adrenals do not really fatigue. You fatigue, but the adrenals are dysfunction. So it affects everything, mental, everything in our bodies. How do we get out of this? There is a way that we can manage it. We are always going to be under stress, no matter what. So we cannot eliminate stress, but how do we manage it? There are ways. And these are the ways that you have to understand in yourself. What do you like to do? Do you like to go for a spa? Do you like to exercise, yoga, therapy, music? Do you like to listen to music? Time management, we gotta get under that. Definitely, we all have 24 hours in our day. How do we manage our time? Stepping out in nature. They call it forest bathing. Walking in nature, being with nature, understanding what's out there and really taking it in. Meditation, being centered. These are the ways that we can take control of our own stressors day in and day out. Don't let it control you. So I ask, what is one thing that you can do today to manage your stress? Thank you so much.
All right, Mr. DJ, can I get 1 minute?